So Tormented Souls 2 picks up after the first game with Carolyn Walker and her younger sister Anna. Anna's been having really bad visions that somehow turn into reality through her drawings, which is obviously messed up. So Carolyn takes her to this remote clinic in the mountains, hoping that they can help. But surprise, it's actually run by a twisted cult that has been waiting for them. Now this game mainly stands out because it fully commits to the old school survival horror style, with fixed camera angles and tank controls, but the game also lets you mess with reality itself, which gives it a unique twist compared to most games in the genre. You spend the game exploring this creepy convent and the surrounding town, trying to find Anna and figure out what the hell is going on. The gameplay is pure classic survival horror. You get fixed camera angles like the old Resident Evil games, which means the perspective keeps changing as you move between rooms. You can play with tank controls if you want that authentic retro feel, or switch to a more modern control scheme. The game doesn't exactly hold your hand either. You have to manually save your progress at specific spots. The combat feels desperate and scrappy. You collect various makeshift weapons like a nail gun that you build yourself, shotguns, hammers and eventually a chainsaw. The enemies are genuinely threatening. There are these fast monsters that chase you, armors ones that take tons of damage, and of course boss fights that require you to think, rather than just blast away. The ammunition is often scarce enough that you often have to choose between fighting or just running past enemies to conserve resources. The puzzles are actually pretty clever and varied, but of course I'm not going to spoil them here. You are constantly examining objects, combining items and using things on the environment. Some puzzles also involve the other side reality, where you can change things in that twisted version of the world to affect the normal one. For example, you might move something in the dark reality to open a path in the regular world. The reality switching mechanic is one of the game's main hooks. You can travel between the normal world and this nightmare version, where everything is decayed and horrific. Some areas are only accessible in one reality or the other, and you need to figure out how changes in one world affect the other. The exploration actually takes you through a bunch of different locations beyond just the convent. There's a torture museum in the basement, which is about as pleasant as it sounds, and a shopping mall and abandoned school as well. The environments are generally designed with backtracking in mind. You'll find locked doors early that you can only open once you get the right key or tool later. The map system does help to keep track of where you've been and what's still locked. The game gives you plenty of flexibility in how you want to play. If you want the hardcore experience, you can play on the hardest difficulty with limited saves and permanent death. Or you can choose assisted mode if you just want to experience the story without as much pressure. The story slowly reveals itself through notes you find, conversations with other characters and what you witness firsthand. Everyone kinda has their own agenda and secrets.
And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.